Nick Hilkins just come back from Goodison Park Virtue. It was West Ham 1, Everton 0. As good as a performance as I've seen, to be quite honest with you, Matt. It was brilliant, solid, and a win.
Yeah, mate. I mean, Happy New Year to everyone. Wishing a year full of health and happiness, and what a great way to start 2021, no? I mean, this year, Everton are a top team. It's a team we've always struggled against. I mean, to be honest, personally, Lukaku always used to give me nightmares. But we got a really decent result today. A lot of positives to take away, both as individuals and as a team. And I mean, without a doubt, the first has got to be to praise Souček, and how he's got us out of jail in that aspect yet again. But really, first, I just want to mention someone else, mate. Question: where on earth would we be without Ogbonna?
Listen, I thought he was head and shoulders man of the match today. I think he was brilliant. Has been for a little while, but I've got to say, reverting to a 4 at the back, we started playing 5 at the back because we wasn't very defensively solid, and then we've reverted to the 4 with Craig Dawson in there. We look a different side, mate.
I mean, that combination just in these last 2 games, I mean, it will be nice to see how it happened. We've got Liverpool coming up at the end of January to see if that continues, or see if Ogbonna gets a chance to win his place back. But I mean, Ogbonna's kept us in so many games, like you said. He's been immense, winning headers at corners, scoring goals. He won us that game against Leeds. He's a pillar of the team. He leads by example. He's, and like you say, bringing Dawson in, maybe this has been the key to allowing us to have that back 4. And especially as Masuaku's out for what seems to be a reasonable amount of time, it's something that we really need. So, I mean, it's fantastic. And again, praise to Dawson. I mean, apart from the fluff where who knows what he did to himself, he was great. And considering that was our 3rd game in 6 days, everyone put in a great shift. Especially defensively. I mean, everyone was tracking back, and especially in the second half, mate. We look really good, and I mean, football isn't, as much as we'd like it. It isn't always about world class football, but putting in the hard work, and talking about Souček, putting in the hard work and being at the right place in the right time,
Well, he seems to be getting a knack for that, mate. He's becoming his signature, isn't it? It's becoming his trademark. When you look at him and the performances of some of the top midfielders in the Premier League, he's got to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny it, really. I mean, because what we've got with him is a guy that never stops running. I mean, in general, I have to say, he did make a couple of fluff passes and everything. I don't think it was his storming best game. But what he does do is never stops running. He is a genuine box-to-box midfielder. Deserves that goal 100% because from his hard work and everything he does, he gets in the right place, whether it's with the foot like today or whether it's with his head, and more than anything, mate, happy because he was able to do that wonderful celebration for his best mate, Soufal, for their birthday. I mean, that was really nice. And I said on the fan cam, I don't know if you remember, after Brighton, that he's like our new Nolan, and he's got 5 goals so far. I mean, I'm sure that we'll be seeing him in double figures, don't you think, this year?
Well, listen, 5 points from the 3 games that we've played, I think anyone would have snatched their hands off. It didn't come in the order that we thought the points would come, but they've come nonetheless. And we're looking very, very. I know that look, there was question marks, no wins in 6 before this, or 1 win in 6 before this, but 2 credible draws. Especially coming back against Brighton, I think that was a poor performance, and a little bit would have been left to the imagination about the team selections and whatnot. But look, we're getting the points, we're grabbing the points, and I still think there's more to come from this team.
Oh, without a doubt, mate. I mean, positives today. I mean, listen, a bang average first half, to be honest. But it's weird to say that it was our best first half since Man United, even though it wasn't that great. Because I mean, we've been terrible in the first half. We didn't get put under the cloche in the first 5-10 minutes like we have been. Losing all the possession. As we expected, Antonio coming back changed everything. That was massive. You could see the work rate. Ben Rama, finally got the start. The first half wasn't great, but looked so much better when Antonio came on. And his work rate defensively was what really pleased me. And most important, mate, I was really, really pleased that he didn't get taken off by Moyes. I really thought that he was going to get taken off because Bowen's the guy that always gets subbed off. We know that, but I think Bowen's the most sub player in the Premier League. But I really thought that Moyes would take Benrahma off there because he hadn't been... He'd been losing the ball a lot, which we know is something that Moyes is on him about. And he didn't get taken off. And when you saw him in that second half, if you look at his heat map, mate, he was all over it. I mean, in defensively, that one way he got back and took the ball off Richarlison. I mean, that really is a real plus point for me that he allowed Benrahma to stay on the full 90 minutes. And him linking up with Antonio did look a lot better. But what you're saying, mate, I mean... of this game, I mean, this was the game that I think we would have been most happy with a draw. I mean, most of us. If you think about it, mate, Everton have won their last 4 games. And that includes taking a scalp of Leicester, Arsenal, which, I mean, but still a big name, and Chelsea. I mean, I expected, I don't know about you, but I expected Everton to come with us with a lot more, considering the extra rest they've had. But maybe, that went against them in some way. I don't know what you think there.
I just think we were solid. We just nullified their threat. And I think when you think about the way Everton had a dip, I think just a few weeks ago Everton were below us in the league table, and they shot right up to. It just shows you how tight it is there, and like if we've just had our slump and we're about to have a bit of a purple patch because we've got Burnley and West Brom coming up, and I think you've got to fancy yourself. Against them sides, and we're about to have a bit of a purple patch. We may find ourselves come February sitting up near the top of the league, which what might happen there?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right, mate. These next 2 games are massive. Like I said, we've got Liverpool. I think it's the last day of January. I think that's going to be a real litmus test, to see really where we are in terms of, like you say, this top 5 or top 6. Because I think we're about 6 teams now. All on 26 points, even though obviously different games played and everything. But like you say, it's real tight. And I mean, even though it's hurting us that we didn't pick up points against Brighton and didn't pick up points against Saints, because we could be walking away here with 9 points, at least we didn't lose. And I mean, like we're used to as West Ham fans, maybe they were games that we might have lost, even though because we didn't play that well. But like you say, mate, if we keep this up, and if Moyes keeps adjusting these little things and seeing what we have here, I mean, I really hope that we can push on and see what we can do in January. Maybe bring in another option, like we've talked about so many times, just to put the cat among the pigeons and give us a little bit more up front. But I mean, again, mate, like you say, you can't take anything away from the boys today. 10 out of 10, great performance, solid performance, not world-class football, but they did everything to win the football game. So, I mean, happy hammers, no?
Absolutely. Thank you very much for joining us, Matt. Really appreciate it.
Take care, mate. See you soon.
Mate.
Bye,
Bye.
mate.